club.
Oh, I could do with him.
Yeah. Right, 5 second board. The final race of the afternoon, the 2-day meeting for the BRSCC. Red light on and very quickly to green, and a pretty steady start from everybody. Oh, somebody popping and banging there. I think that was the Renault Turbo there, car 18. Nobody alongside him on that front row. He has taken the lead into the first corner in this 15-minute race. It has been up to the 15-minute race for this final race, but it is Simon James.
Right, well, Simon James in the Saxo is leading for the moment. 44 Jones behind him, and then that turbo with the yellow turbo of Clark in third spot. Mitchell, 9 car 95 is next up in the 205 GTI. So pretty much as they came off the grid, sad we're missing Chambers, but there things go. Peugeot 306 obviously not working well enough, but we've got a real scrap on. The yellow of Clark has moved into second spot ahead of Jones in car 44. So Kevin Jones's Clio 2000 has gone down one, and that Renault 5 Turbo of Clark in second spot, but there's very little in it at the moment. I'm sorry, I was watching them, didn't have time to pick up the coupes.
Cars going into the mountain. I think the race leader has a bit of an advantage going into Hall Benz and James in that number 12 car. We're waiting for him to come out at Barn Corner as we get some more paperwork certainly for the racing tomorrow, Andy. And here we go, coming out of Barn Corner there. Yeah, indeed, James with what I say 6-7 car lengths ahead of David Clark in the yellow.
For the lead, to be honest, at the moment, Dave. All those 3 cars we were talking about are absolutely stuck together going down the main straight. 58 it looks like, yeah, 58 at the moment. Miles in the lead of the Hyundai category, but he did have another car absolutely glued to his tail, but I didn't see who it was. I suspect it's Manyweather, but I wouldn't like to guarantee it, and I'm sure Kersley is not that far behind them. The leading 3 or 4 cars, it's 4, maybe even 5 for the lead in the Tricolore Trophy. It's still 12 Simon James, but I tell you what, David Clark has got that turbo wound up, but now then he's dropped quite a long behind. He can't have got Mansfield right at all, Dave. That big gap's opened up, well, not that big, but bigger than it was.
David Clark looking for a different line, exiting the Hall Benz, rather unusually coming to the inside. I don't think it helped him in any way. And continues, but Clark
and he's popping and banging from that turbo as he did last time, Dave. Don't know what it is. 40 going past me now. 75. Hang on, here comes the Hyundais. 58.10. They are the leading 2. There's no doubt about that. So it is Paul Manyweather's in second place behind 58 Simon Miles. The leading French cars coming down. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, now the white white car of Kevin Jones, having a look at the tail of the yellow of David Clark's turbo car. 43 looking to overtake 33 down into the brake area. Oh, now that's not done him any good because the black of Andrew Mitchell's coming alongside, looking for third spot. No, he's not going to make it into Mountain Bottom.
Looking very tasty there, isn't it, Andy? Now 5 cars are now down to 4. Happy for that battle. It looks like they've let Nutley back a little bit as the all leaders there disappear into all bends. There is the number 13 car in 5th place. Gareth Nutley. 5th place. Gareth Horton, Dizzy and Collins in 6th place. Have a look at the battle for the lead. James with 7 car lengths ahead of David Clark. It looks like I think they have just got into 3rd place.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Dave. Yes, he was threatening to do that on the previous lap, but yeah, 95 is into 3rd, 44. Kevin Jones has been pushed back, but a scrap got the lead then. 13 very much on his own now, as you say. Gareth Nutley has his 40. Ian Collins, 75, 77. Now he's climbing up through the field, I noticed that. 58 and 10 on, and 88 there. Okay, so Miles, Manyweather and Kersley still in that order as they were finishing the last race, and they are the leading 3 cars in the Carbonate Activa Coupe Cup. The leading French cars are down into Mansfield. They're going through there. I tell you what, it's very, very close, Dave. Great racing, but in the order that we had before.
Yes, the Hyundais as well. There's 58 is leading that class in the Hyundais, which is just his name down this side. Miles. He's leading the Hyundais, isn't he? Just ahead of.
He's only just ahead of Manyweather, so.
Manyweather's a winner. He was a winner here last year actually, but he was a winner last time out as well. So Manyweather's really on it at the moment. That second slot in the Hyundai class. Here's the race leaders then, and David Clark under pressure now from Mitchell. He's going to try and do exactly the same. Yellow Mountain, and we've got a Marshall running towards a stricken car on the exit, or just in between the left and the right hand at Mountain Bottom, Andy.
That doesn't bode well, does it, I'm afraid?
Yellow there, so we'll overtake
leading 4 French cars now, as you say, 2nd and 3rd in dispute. The black pulls alongside the yellow of David Clark. 95 pulls alongside 33. 13, no, it's 40, is it? Passing me now, 77. 13. 77 moved up yet another place. 58, 10 and 88, yep, that's the order in the Hyundais. And now what's happening? Now the leader in the French race looks to be Simon James pulling ahead. I'd rather think that the scrapping going on for 2nd, 3rd and 4th is slowing them down, allowing Simon James to get ahead. But not a lot.
Right, okay, David Clark really having to make that Renault very, very wide indeed as they go into the left-hand and bottom mountain. 6.5 minutes of racing left. Now James has been, well, David Clark in fact, racing, he's closing in on James in front of him, but he's also managed to keep Mitchell behind him, even though Mitchell has the fastest lap at the moment at 1:44.4. So not only has he got to contend with catching James, he's got to defend his position as well. So Mitchell's going to have another look this time. Is he going to go down the inside? He's got a bit of a toe, but no.
Oh, here they are. I'm waiting for you to talk about them. 12. Sorry, Dave. Yeah, James, 33, 95, 44. As fast as I can say them. The order as before. The Simon James, David Clark, Andrew Mitchell, Kevin Jones, gone out of my sight, down Park Straight into Park Corner, the tight right-hander. Then the gap has opened up, and the absolutely flying 77, Matthew Darlington. Now he's got ahead of 40 as well. Ian Collins, 75, he's middle order man. Here's the Hyundais. Oh, now then 10 it is, coming alongside 58. So is he going to have a go at overtaking it? Oh, can't quite make it. Certainly pulled almost alongside him coming out of Charlie's, but down the straight couldn't quite hold it, I don't think. Leaders back with you at Mountain Bottom though, Dave.
Change, but James has not pulled away. He's battling hard. Now where's David Clark? There he is. He's got that Mitchell car all over him. 44 Jones. He's just keeping a watching brief. And the change for 5th and 6th between 77 and 40. And that's the Class C at Darlington. The Collins, that happened as they crossed the line. Literally side by side as they crossed the line. But Darlington just got his nose ahead to confirm the switch in that class. Now, Mitchell has had a moment. He's got as they cross the start-finish line. So something's happened there out of our sight. But equally, James is now pulled away and Clark is in a lone second place. So it's all gone a little bit pear-shaped, probably in the whole bend.
Oh, he can, 95 and 44, yeah, still in exactly the same order. And they've got absolutely full back marker, 86 John Spencer's 106 XSI Peugeot. They're all safely past it, but you're right, it gaps opened up between second and third, hasn't it? So, don't know what's happened there. And the flying 77, Matthew Darlington, he will not be in contention, I don't think, for any more places. I think he's overtaken as many people, but what a race he has had him right down at the back of the grid. Now as a starter, Dave, presumably not finished on the previous event because he did practice 5th fastest, but he's certainly put in an absolutely fabulous performance in this race. Yeah. Leaders back with you, brake lights on into Mountain Bottom, great scrap.
Yeah, the one closed up ahead, all taken up their previous positions as Mitchell has in that third spot. Just to get rid of these three behind. Well, he picked the pace up a bit on that previous lap, by about 8/10 of a second quicker than his nearest rival Clark, who, as I say, must have had a bit of a moment, probably including Jones and Mitchell in Hall Bends. Right, that's the last lap board is out then, so we're on to starting our last lap as they head towards Coffee.
Simon James, Kevin Jones, Andrew Mitchell, David Clark, that's the order at the moment. Sorry, Joe, it's the other way around, isn't it? David Clark's in second, 95, Mitchell in third, and 44, Kevin Jones in fourth. Then the flying 77, Matthew Darlington, laps back marker, 86, John Spencer. In my sight on there goes 40, he is 4th and 6th overall. Ian Collins very much on his own, but that leading 4 through laps from the 4 the last time. What a scrap that turned out to be all race long. And in fact, Simon James really gets it far better. 58 and 10, trying to go down side by side in the Carbonate Activa Cup, but it's still 58 leading that group, and that of course is Simon Miles.
Yeah, it is indeed, yeah, no change there. Many Wells, the winner here last year, taking one win in the two race. So let's have a look, James then, as the mountain for the last time, the final race of the afternoon. And it's close. Clark had a look down the inside, or should I say the outside. He was going to be a dash to the line, but it looks like James just had Clark really had a good